Hi everyone, it's Heather Lee, the Frugal Fashionista. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, my social media, my blog, and everything that I have linked below this video so you can keep up to date with everything that I'm doing. In the last video, I answered some questions that you had about style and makeup, and in this video, I'm going to answer a very big question I get asked all the time, but I felt it deserved its own video because it's a little bit more complex than a 30, 60 second long answer. And that question is about brand ambassadorships and fashion affiliates. I'm going to describe what those are and tell you how you can get those brands and also what to do once you have the brands, because I speak to a lot of people who want to do fashion blogging, or maybe they're already bloggers and they're building their following, and I get asked the question all the time, how do I get discount codes? And I work with a lot of brands, about, I don't know how many I have off the top of my head. I think something like 9 right now that I'm working with. And so I've been working with these companies very well, actually. They've been very pleased with me. And so I just want to give some information. And when I do talk about the brands I work with, I'm going to be very generic, and I don't want to mention what brands I have because, quite frankly, I don't feel it's appropriate for this video, and I don't want to accidentally give out any kind of information I shouldn't, because that might be proprietary information. So first off, what is a brand ambassador? A brand ambassador is someone who works with a clothing company, beauty company. It could be, if you're a food blogger, I would imagine it would work for food. But the idea is that you are a social media influencer, and that brand will send you product, or you will purchase it at a discounted price to wear and style and use in your videos or your blog or your Instagram feed, whatever they choose, because some brands are more open-ended than others, and I'll get to that in a second. But with a brand ambassador, the whole idea is it's a form of marketing. So sometimes they'll give you free things in exchange for, again, a video, which happened with the first brand that I worked with. And typically once you get one brand, you start getting other brands as well. It kind of seems to be how it works. A fashion affiliate is a little different because you might get free product. I typically buy mine stuff really discounted, but I get a discount code, or I get a link or my own page on their website. And what that does is drive traffic to their website, and then people purchase or use that discount code, and I get some sort of commission that is payable through PayPal in pretty much all the cases for helping them to sell that product. And so it really is a great relationship between brands. And I will be honest with you, working with brands is tricky, okay? You have to think a lot about content. So ways to secure brands. One, there's 2 different ways. If you have a large following, and of course I'm kind of preaching to the choir, because if you have 20, 30, 40, 50,000, 500,000 subscribers on YouTube, you don't need to be watching this video. You already know this. You probably give me pointers. If you have a large enough following, a lot of times you can go to a website and there is a place where you can ask to become a fashion affiliate or a brand ambassador. You fill out the information. Companies that direct you to their website usually get a lot of requests, and they're going to choose those people who have a bigger following. In my case, I have been asked by all the companies. So what happens is there are people out there who look at your Instagram account, your blogs, they vet you, they look at your style, and then they will either send you a direct message or an email if they have your contact information readily available, like through YouTube. I have contact info, so people are able to reach me. But sometimes they'll just comment on a picture and say, hey, if you'd like to collaborate with us, please send us an email. And so you get in touch with the company, they give you basic information. All of them have different rules. Maybe some companies are pretty loose. They give you a discounted product and you have to do 1 photo or 1 video. Some companies I never hear from ever again unless I sell something for them. And then some companies I interact with regularly, and they really try to develop their affiliates and give them pointers, and sometimes there's one company I work with that is fantastic because I get to network with a lot of fashion bloggers and beauty bloggers, and they're great about allowing us to have input into their collection or previewing items before they hit the website. They have contests to help increase people's presence on social media. It's great, really it is. And I've really enjoyed working with every brand. And you don't have to work with them. They give you their information, you look over, make sure it's something, a brand that you believe in. I'm going to leave a link below to my blog because I have very specific rules about sponsored content and the brands that I work with. Everybody's different. But a way of getting these brands is, one, make sure you have professional content. Make sure that your blogs are edited well, that you have high quality videos. They don't have to be perfect, just high quality. Make sure that you're tagging your photos appropriately, that you're not using really bad filters or iPhone pictures, or that your style is bad. I mean, I hate to say it, but really what they're doing is finding someone that they feel has a good enough style and fits their brand. And so if you can't put forth good quality pictures, you're not helping them any. And the great thing about working with brands is that they do share your information and your photos, and sometimes, like, one of the brands shared the blog that I wrote about them. And it's a great way of getting yourself out there and networking and developing a following. Now, let's say you secure a brand. Here's some important things to realize. Whenever I pick out whatever it is that I want to wear in a photo, I don't just pick out what I like. I mean, I do like what I pick out, but it's all about, one, making sure that it photographs well, that I can style it. Some of my style's a little bit aspirational, and my following knows that, but it's hard to sell aspirational unless everyone that's following me is from New York and they're into New York street style, quite honestly. Not everybody that follows me is fashion forward, and that's okay. You know, I have a lot of just average people who just want to know how to dress and look good. And so I have to look at that. Is it something that I think I can move product on? Does it photograph well? What kind of content can I create? Is it going to be a lookbook on YouTube? Is it a product review? What am I going to do with that particular product? And I'll be honest with you, content creation is really hard. And content creation where it moves product, some of the brands have a minimum. They don't ever, the brands that I've had that have a minimum don't tell me what it is, unfortunately. But there is a minimum. Some don't have a minimum at all, but at the end of the day, it's about not just helping the brand, but again, getting money into your own pocket. That's very important because as a blogger, you don't make much money. Let's just be honest. It's really hard to make money in this business because it is very saturated. So it's not just about getting a discounted product or free product, which is fun and great and stuff, but quite honestly, you have to be able to move that product. And when you can move product, then like for example, I go to local boutiques and I get percentages off because they all follow me on Instagram and they know I'm going to wear their stuff on Instagram or on YouTube, and I'm going to share their information and I ask them their hashtags, and so I get discounts, sometimes even off a discounted item. So I mean, it's nice, it's nice and it's flattering, but keep in mind it is a business. It is about strategy. What are you going to use? What kind of content are you going to create? And keep in mind, a lot of companies have a lot of brand ambassadors. How is your content going to be unique? How is it going to differ from everyone else's? That's where saturation comes in. And so you're kind of competing with other brand ambassadors to some extent. And then of course you're competing with other fashion bloggers to an extent, because you're all trying to get an audience and maybe trying to vie for the same audience. So that's how you get brands and how to work them. And I hope that this has been really helpful. If you like any more tips, make sure that you subscribe to my channel and follow me on social media. Feel free to look at all my social media and see what brands I do represent and get kind of an idea of what maybe give you ideas for your future blogging career. And until next time, happy shopping.